Hello guys and welcome. Today we are going to have a look at the Sage in the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker Media Tour. And I'm really curious about the Sage. Larryzaur uploaded a video about it, and yeah, let's have a look at the Sage. I might actually try this one.
One of those non-conflict nations in Gundam, you know, that secretly develop the most advanced Gundams, because Sage is a lot like that. This is Sage's job here. I think it looks pretty snazzy. Reminds me of something Alphinaud would wear. And here's the sprint animation.
Alphinaud is a Sage, holy shit.
It's so freaking cool. And I have a sneaking suspicion that we're gonna see a bunch of Sages running around in Endwalker. But first, I have a disclaimer. I was sponsored by Square Enix to try out this development build of Endwalker, and everything that you see here is subject to significant changes. That includes potencies especially, since a lot of...
I actually think this looks really cool, like that, like those weapons are like flying around. Yo, Limsa Lominsa will get a different feeling, guys. Like I will see probably, like we all will see, a lot of Sages in Limsa Lominsa. Like role players, they're so going for that job, like seriously.
Them change throughout all of the jobs, I would not worry about them. But anyway, let's take a look.
Are those daggers? They look sort of like daggers, like flying daggers, right?
Let's start with the most important thing about any healer. How to DPS. Sage's single target spell is called Dosis. It's a bunch of laser beams. Then there's also this special ability called Eucrasia that augments certain spells. And Dosis
I might use this as my main
here.
here.
When you activate Eucrasia, Dosis changes into a dot that's instant cast and lasts 30 seconds.
Wow.
And for AoE damage, you've got a spammable Discrasia, which is a point-blank AoE around you. Then there's Phlegma, a 510 potency targeted instant AoE with 2 charges. Sage also has its own version of a size called
You know what's funny here? When you look at that skill, this gives you like Black Mage feelings, right? Like that globe that is on top of a target and then freaking explodes.
And for AoE damage,
like, look.
You've got a spammable...
Oh, here it is. My bad.
Then there's Phlegma, a 510 potency targeted
just like with the Black
AoE
Mage, gives you the same feeling,
charges.
right?
Sage also has its own version of a size called Numa, a 330 potency line AoE that also heals everybody around you.
Wow.
It reduces their damage taken by 10% for 20 seconds.
What?
And if that's not all,
that's broken. They're gonna nerf this probably.
Toxicon. And that's a Decepticon normally. Targeted instant AoE. This one
I like the animations a lot so far of the Sage.
Which you can hold up to 3 of. You get an Adder Sting from your single target shield being broken. More on that later. Now for Sage's heals. Actually, I kind of also just said what the heals were since all of those DPS spells will heal also. You could put Cardia on a single target and all of your DPS spells will do a 170 potency heal to them automatically. You can even double this potency for 10 seconds with Soteria. But okay, I'll go over the actual healer spells if you must know. Sage's base single target heal is called Diagnosis, and its AoE heal is called Prognosis.
Diagnosis,
remember that ability Eucrasia for changing your DPS spell into a dot? Well, it works on these too. When you activate Eucrasia, Diagnosis and Prognosis will change into their shield version.
Wait a second. Okay, so this one gets consumed right here. Like those thingies. This looks interesting. But hey, I have to be honest, like from what I'm seeing so far, like the Sage feels from all healers like the most DPS friendly healer so far. Like there's so much offense. Like this is insane. That's the healer with the most offensive. Like oh my gosh. Like we have so many damaging skills here and stuff.
And their instant cast. And the shield from Diagnosis is the one that will grant you an Adder Sting if it breaks. But what about shields that you put on people that aren't going to be used up? Well, you've got Pepsi for that.
Pepsis!
It will eat up the shields from Diagnosis and Prognosis and turn them into an instant heal. And you can do this every...
That reminds me of the Scholar. There's also a skill like that, right?
I haven't even talked about the gauge yet, have I? It has a gauge. It automatically fills
up
that's the
every
one we 20 seconds. The resource that you
How do we get the stones?
Adder's Gall, and they are used to cast certain instant heals. Those are as follows. Druo Coal. This is basically Sage's Lustrate. It's 600 potency off global. Ikso Coal. Basically Sage's Indom, 400 potency AoE off global. And Caracol, basically Sage's Sacred Soil, reduces damage by 10% for 15 seconds and gives...
You know what's interesting here about the Sage? They somehow made it sort of like the Scholar, But then again, quite unique and different. It's kind of like the more cool Scholar right there. I might actually replace my Scholar job with the Sage one. Oh, I feel so bad for Scholar. Like, they bring out such a cool new healing job. And they make like all those interesting changes, but Scholar gets like almost nothing. Oh no, so many Scholars are going to change to like and they're gonna be like a main Sage. Like, main Scholar's gonna switch to main Sage. Holy shit.
Gives everybody regen. And Toro Cole, this is
What's this
basically
do?
Sage's. Wait, this is a new one. 600 potency off global with a damage reduction. And
Oh,
by the
damage
way,
reduction
all of those
too.
will restore your MP a bit. So
So
that's
many
it for the
multiple
Adder's Gall
effects.
heals. Then you've got normal instant heals that are just on a normal cooldown. There's Physis. It's an AoE regen for 21 seconds on a minute cooldown. And Physis 2, which is a beefier Physis that will
But
also
quite
increase your healing
costly.
spells by 10%. That's on a 3-minute cooldown. Holos is a 300 potency AoE heal on a 1-minute cooldown.
How many AoE heals are there? That's insane.
Cooldowns, Haima and Panhaima. Haima is the single target version. It'll put 5 stacks of a shield on a person, and every time damage
looks
is
actually
dealt,
cool, the
it will
animation,
eat up
right?
The stacks of the barrier and apply
Creates a
new
cube
barrier.
around
and
you.
then whatever is left at the end of the timer will trigger a heal for
Wow.
each stack remaining. And then Panhaima is the same thing, just for AoE.
Panhaima.
Very interesting. And if that
Very
wasn't
pretty.
enough,
I think this
we
job
got
looks
some
very
other
pretty.
utility abilities as well. There's Icarus, of course. It's the Gundam Wings gap closer. On a
Gundam
heal,
Wings. Yeah, looks
probably
like
because
that.
of the point blank AoEs. There's Zoe. It doubles
Zoe.
the amount cured by your next healing spell. There's Rizomata, which just gives you 1 stack of Adder's Gall, the blue one. And
Oh,
finally,
Adder's Gall. Yeah,
there's
those
Crisis.
stones.
It increases your healing magic on everybody by 20%. Notice that there's no DPS utility for Sage. This means that Scholar still has a fighting chance. And that is everything.
Oh,
But
let's
either
hope.
way, Sage is looking really cool. Of course,
Too
I didn't
cool
have any
in my
in-game
opinion.
content to try it out in. All I
Versus
could do
other
was
healers,
use
at
the
least.
tooltips and cast the spells. But just looking at its kit and seeing how it fits in with the other healers, I think it's going to be really good.
It's gonna be a very offensive
healer,
healer,
first healer
probably.
I love. I mean, come on, it's new Gundam. I got it. Thank you so much for watching, and all of my videos on the Endwalker job changes are out now. So check out the playlist in the link in the
Oh
description.
yeah,
below
we're gonna
to watch
react
the
to
next
more
one.
of those
Okay,
for
bye.
sure. Look how pretty this one is. Like, seriously, I'm having a very good impression of the Sage now that we saw all those skills. But it does feel the most offensive to me from all healers so far. Like, it's like, kind of like... Yeah, healers, they're also supposed to do DPS. But I feel like with this one, like with the Sage, you probably have like an easier time doing actually DPS on a healer. Because a lot of your stuff is so offensive. And then you have like a lot of AoE heals, where it makes it quite easier to actually maintain healing people, right? Like if you use like a lot of single heals, you have to constantly target your party. But if you have like AoE heals, like it's this easy mode, especially for like easier content. Like you just spam AoE heals once you see like people go down a bit, right? No, but like seriously, I think Sage is so pretty. Like those skills, like I love this one skill that gives you like a shield and creates like a freaking cube around you and stuff. And like those offensive laser beams, like they are so pretty. And like where you get like those wings, they also look so cool. And it's interesting because there are like some aspects, like some parts of the Sage that are so much like Scholar. But there are like other parts where I think about like maybe freaking Black Mage or something. Like with this ball thingy that explodes over the target and how flashy those attacks are. It's just like the freaking Black Mage, because the Black Mage has very flashy attacks. Like big explosions and big strikes and stuff like that. Very, very interesting. I would definitely test out and try out the Sage myself once Endwalker comes and get this job and level it to max, most likely. I'm also looking forward to the Reaper. I want to give it a shot. This one looks really cool. You can summon freaking ghosts and stuff to fight with you. Like the freaking Grim Reaper is coming. Like it's really, really nice looking. I'm really looking forward to Endwalker. Will Endwalker be the best update so far for Final Fantasy XIV? We will see. I'm looking forward to the action. And what do you guys think about the Sage and this overview? Let me know in the comment section. And if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content. And I'd also really appreciate if you like this video. This will help out with the YouTube algorithm. And I wish everyone a wonderful day. Please stay all safe and healthy. I will see you guys next time.